Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SEO0320 representing JVS. So I'm back here again for another review for Gotham, Season 3, Episode 7. Was it Mad City, the Red Queen? Red Queen is a concoction that is kind of a retrovirus. It's kind of like a hallucinogen that's literally meant to dissolve a person's mind from the in out. You know, I think that Jervis Test, just like the guy that he got it from, he just sit there, plucked it in his face, and the dude just lost his mind. The thing about this episode, I'm going to go off the cut with this one. I normally don't do this. I did this, I think, with something else earlier, but I'm actually going to give this episode 10, and I'm going to explain the reasons why. There are a lot of different faults in this episode. There are things that, you know, could have been a lot better. I think that the stuff with Penguin and with Nygma, I mean, I kind of it's just melodrama, just the melodrama, you know. But it identifies something that I didn't realize, that Nygma, because of his procedure of trying to get into his candidacy with being mayor, he's totally lost touch with the city that he knows, that he really could really run. Because he passed by the lady that was a quarter of hours. He passed by Jervis Tech. How does he not know about this? And it identifies something about his character, that he is weak when he needs. And the other thing with Nygma, that is also a weakness for him now too, because the reason why Nygma lost his mind, the reason why he kind of lost it was initially because he killed, you know, Mrs. Kringle. And now this girl, she identifies with him, she understands him, and they are really cultivating a relationship. She values him in spite of what happened. Like, the reason why he killed Miss Kringle because she was afraid of him. And now he knows he can't. So that's something that literally for both of these characters, they're going to get turned upside down. In spite of the melodrama they kind of put in with this kind of sexual tension and romanticism between the two, or whatever, if it's just centralized with just Cobblepot, it is going to throw itself to a whole different dimension as far as I think the next arc, okay? That was the only kind of fault that I really had with just them. Everything else, from Bruce with Selena and Bruce trying to, you know, have a semblance of a life, and I like this because instead of him being so focused on trying to be Batman, he's trying to be a human being. He's trying to, you know, relate, you know, and he's pushed himself out there, and Selena, she's trying to do the same thing, and I thought that was a really touching scene, just the two of them. Even when Gordon was with Vale and with Lee Thompson, when she was talking to Mario, they both understood what Gordon did. And I thought that was really interesting character development for both of them. Because if Lee would have kind of been like, I don't know, he chose, you know, they both knew that he chose to shoot Lee because he knew that would go and do it. Like Gordon, the whole last episode, we was trying to get into Jervis Tetch's mind and try to tailor him to do the opposite. And so it worked, but at the expense of Vale, and that was very sad. I mean, you could tell Vale just kind of felt it all. Hopefully she could still walk. They never showed the severity of the actual bullet and what happened with her. And then the other thing with Mario, like, he's got something else going on. I don't know if y'all saw the little thing, that patch on his neck. But he knows for a fact that Gordon still loves Lee, and then the fact that she actually knew, it shows the way that she might still love him. But the thing that surrounds this episode was Gordon. Like, the way that they did this whole Red Queen thing, like, first you saw Bullock, you saw Barnes, you saw Lee, all of them were like, you are afraid, you are disintegrated to what you should be. You know, and I mean, since the beginning of the season, even towards last season, it was like things were just happening and happening and happening. He was losing himself. And one of the things that was the final test, or the final revolution, is that while we breathe, we defend. That is the code of, you know, Gordon and himself and his legacy, and what his dad instilled in him that he had forgotten, which is even crazier. But the way that they went through all the different stages of what was wrong with Gordon, like the fact of him letting down Bruce and never finding the actual killers, him making and wanting a relationship with Lee and trying to have children, for her to lose the children, for him to lose her, and then the final dissection of him to lose his place of who he was, you know, and for him to be reminded all over again by the semblance and the tragedy of him losing his dad in the fatal car crash, or what we thought. But I just thought that whole thing, and then Barbara being at the epicenter throughout all the different sections of it, and him kind of asking this question is like, do you ever wish you were the person that you were? And she asked the question back. I was like, this is awesome. Like, everything about this episode wasn't like comic book driven. This is the show's legacy. This is what they've made in and of itself. And like, for me as a show, I thought this was one of their better episodes, just on how they handled Gordon alone and everything that kind of surrounded it. I can excuse the stuff with Nygma and with Ed, or with Penguin, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just thought that this was an amazing character-driven move for the show in general. Because now, with what happened with Tetch and what's going on with Barnes, and what's going on with Nygma, what's going on with Penguin, and the fact of the Shield being back, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Vic Mack, I'm not talking about Barnes, I'm talking about Gordon. He's got it back. So what happens next is going to be crazy, because every single thing that I've seen happen from episode 1 till now has almost been like it's been trying to break Gordon. And the thing is, what brought him back in this episode was his dad. But if you looked at the very end and you heard the voice and recognized and saw the ring, dude, that will break him. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this review, first reaction of Gotham. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. I'm about to check out a little bit of Supergirl. Peace.